Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It is time for the starting 11 prediction show for Thursday's Europa League Group E opener in France against Rennes. On Saturday, I managed to get 10 out of 11 for about the fourth time this season. Obviously, you need to remember I make these videos the day before the press conference, so I didn't know Christopher Ajer was fit. If I did know he was fit, I'd probably have put him in and I'd have got 11 out of 11 for the first time this season. But I'll get there one game, I'll get there 1 week this season. So let's hope it's Thursday. Before we get started with the team for Thursday's game, don't forget that we are going to be in Rennes. So follow us over on Instagram at Celtic Fans TV, on Twitter at Celtic Fans TV, and please don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube for all the content for the trip to Rennes. We'll have an Instagram story going from the minute we leave straight through to the game, and we'll have a vlog and then all of the full-time reaction from the game hopefully as well. So we'll start with the team. In goals, Fraser Foster. Another clean sheet for him on Saturday at Hamilton. Again, didn't have too much to do, so he'll continue in goals. On the right back, I thought Bauer would start out there on Saturday, given that I thought Ajer wasn't back from injury yet. I think it will be El Ahmed, as it was on Saturday. I think he'll start in Rennes. Again, we need to see a big performance from him. He was brilliant away at Ibrox. We need to see everything that he gave in that game, lots of energy, brilliant defensively, winning tackles. We are going to be tested defensively, you would think, against Rennes, so we need El Ahmed at the top of his game in the right back position. Centre half, it's the combination that we've all wanted to see. We've been waiting for it, and injuries have gotten in the way almost the whole season so far. But we've seen Julien alongside Ajer at the weekend, and I think we're going to see that partnership again in France on Thursday. Again, they're going to be tested. We're going to need them to be big and strong and win things in the air. Obviously Julien, if you go back to the Ibrox game, so commanding in the air, dominant, didn't give Rangers a sniff, dealt with everything that was thrown at him. So him and Ajer are going to have to defend really well in this game, and I expect it to be those two that start together. On the left back, Ball and Golly, man of the match on Saturday. Again, growing with every game that goes by, becoming a real cult hero, as I've said before. He even managed that silky bit of control on Saturday, so he's looking in great shape, and I expect him to continue for this game. Obviously Greg Taylor's coming into the squad now, so once he's up to speed, I'd maybe expect to see him in one of the later games this month, maybe against Partick Thistle in the Betfred Cup next midweek. Don't know, we'll wait and see, but I expect it to be Ball and Goal left back for this one. In the midfield, that's a huge position for us. Obviously this is another one of these games where if we're to have any hope of getting a good result, we need the midfield to be in top form. We need them to keep the ball and look after it when they've got it. Too often in away in Europe with Celtic, when we get the ball, we look like rabbits in headlights at times. Obviously in the past with Brendan Rodgers, the philosophy was all about keeping the ball, and I think we really struggled with that away from home in Europe. We've seen obviously the heavy defeats to PSG and to Barcelona and stuff like that. Obviously this is not the same calibre opposition, but when we get the ball, we're going to need to look after it, keep it under pressure, and really try and get a foothold in the game if we can. Midfield's massive for that, obviously. Scott Brown is going to start, obviously. There's no surprises there. He's the captain, big player for Neil Lennon, so he'll start, and alongside him, Callum McGregor, who I think we've seen didn't have his best game on Saturday at Hamilton. He's obviously played a lot of football. Every time we get an international break, he goes away and plays 2 games with Scotland. Even during the summer, he almost get no break. He's played so much football, and I touched a lot in the pre-season content, and at the start of the season, the early qualifiers, it maybe looked a bit tired, but I do expect him to continue in here. We could see Ncham. I think when Ncham has been introduced into the team this season, he's played really well, and again, coming back to what I said about keeping hold of the ball, taking care of it, Ncham's brilliant at that, and we've seen him come on to great effect in the games that he's played so far this season, so I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe did see Ncham in there, although I don't think it will be at the expense of McGregor. Ahead of them, Ryan Christie, again in the form he's been in this season so far. I don't think that he will be dropped. We could see Ncham play instead of him. He didn't have his best game, and again on Saturday, the whole team in terms of creating chances and scoring goals wasn't at their free-flowing best. We touched on the reasons for that in the post-match pint, the pitch, maybe a wee bit of hangover for the international break, don't know, but I do expect Christie to start. But again, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ncham come into the team in some form, whether that be and maybe instead of El Yunusi or Johnson. I know Johnson looks like he's still out. Maybe instead of a left winger, and then we can put Christie out wide, the way we've done, particularly in the Hearts game earlier on this season. So I think it'll be Brown, McGregor and Christie. On the right hand side, James Forrest, the match winner on Saturday, 7th goal of the season. Really unlucky not to score a cracking goal in the second half with that left foot shot off the bar as well. So again, he's one that's in good form. He'll be huge for us. And again, if you go back and look for comparisons with the performance at Ibrox, big pressure in that game, and I thought James Forrest defended really well. He'll probably have to do that in this game in spells as well. But going forward, when we get chances on the break, he's really got to make the most of them. On the left hand side, I'm going to continue with Mohamed El Yunusi. We've seen a debut for him on Saturday against Hamilton. Maybe not the best game. I said before the game it was maybe a good game for him to get introduced away at Hamilton, but I somehow managed to forget that the pitch is horrible and they don't water it, and they defend with 10 men behind the ball. But listen, I think the first 10-15 minutes we've seen in bursts what we're going to get for El Yunusi. He's deceivingly quick. I think he's very quick of mind. His vision's brilliant. His touch is great. We've seen him set up the goal, linking up with Edouard first, getting out wide, and a great ball into the box for Forrest. So you can see that he's got bags of quality. These are the games where you look for the big players. He's got European experience, and I think again going forward we have to make the most of the chances that we do get. And I think he, with his experience in Europe, playing for Bâle in the Champions League and that sort of stuff, he can bring that quality that we need in the final third to make the most of the chances that we do get. And up top, it's going to be the Player of the Month, Odsonne Edouard. Again, albeit we didn't see the team at their free-flowing best on Saturday, his touch for to set up El Yunusi to then go and get the assist for Forrest was just absolutely brilliant. His awareness of where players are, his ability to link the play is just brilliant. I keep saying it week after week, he's just a joy to watch just now. And again, he is absolutely massive for us in this game. We're away from home in Europe, and we know that we can sometimes struggle. And in those games, you've got to get the ball up the park. You've got to come through storms. You know you're going to have spells of pressure defensively. So when we get the ball up the park, he's so huge for us in terms of holding it in, letting us get up the park, linking play, and again making the most of any chances on the attack that we do get. So he'll be huge for us, and you know that if he gets a chance, you fancy him to stick it away. So he's massive for us in this game. That's the team I've went with. Like the video, comment your own teams below. Let us know who you think will start. Do you think there'll be any changes for the team at the weekend, or do you think Neil Lennon will keep the same team? Do you think that this is our strongest team available just now, given some of the injuries we've got? So let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And as I said at the start of the video, jump over to social media on Instagram and on Twitter and follow us at Celtic Fans TV for all of the content from Rennes. And we will see you in France on Thursday. Thank you.